Hey guys, so today briefly I just want to talk about the iPhone 16e. There's been a lot of hate around this phone. Don't really understand, well, I guess I understand part of the reason why, but I was super intrigued by it, and so I actually went and sold my 15 Pro to buy one of these. It ended up being almost a straight trade for what I got for my 15 Pro to buy one of these, and then I upgraded it to the 256 gig version. But I've been using it for about 2 months now, full time. And honestly, I haven't really thought twice about it. And so I just want to talk through some of my reasons why. Simplicity is the name of the game with this phone. It truly is. To be honest, one of the things that frustrated me about my 15 Pro was the camera bump, the whole camera array. Granted, you have a case on, yes, but even with a case, just the wobble, the table wobble was nuts. And I mean, with this, it's a little bit, but not bad, right? And so with this guy, it's minimal, it's simple, there's no wobble. It's actually an amazing camera. It's a 48 megapixel camera, super sharp and crisp. I've been loving the photos that come out of this. They're a little bit different than your standard iPhone photos, but I really dig it. They're awesome. And it also gives me less decision fatigue. When I'm pulling out my phone to take a picture, I'm a photographer full time. And so I really struggle with taking phone pictures at all. And if I'm going to use a phone picture, well, I know my main sensor is a 48. So do I put it in 48 or do I put it in 48 RAW? And if I'm going to use my main sensor, do I crop in to that like 2x 50 millimeter, but then I'm losing resolution? I could just use a 3x telephoto at 70 millimeter, but then I'm not getting that 48 megapixel sensor, or I use the ultra wide and get a wide angle shot, but then it's a really low resolution photo. And so that decision fatigue ran through my head every single time I went to take a picture, is like deciding which lens do I use for this shot to get the best shot possible. Am I doing vertical or am I doing landscape? And so with this, it just takes that decision fatigue away. It lets a phone be a phone and lets the camera just be super basic and simple for what it is. I have my real camera. If I'm going to, this is like a super zoomed up shot, I apologize. I have my real camera with a plethora of lenses. I have several cameras that I can choose from if I'm going to be super serious about taking a shot, but otherwise this is good enough to like reference something, remember something, but then also take awesome photos of my kids too. I've gotten some amazing photos in this. This wallpaper, I actually took this photo with this phone, 48 megapixel resolution image when I was up fishing a few weeks ago. And it just does great. It does awesome. I absolutely love the camera on this thing. And I get it, 120 hertz, all this stuff. You don't even notice the lack of it when you don't have it. And yeah, it took me like an hour or two to get used to it, but I don't notice it anymore. Like sometimes it'll stutter, but it just doesn't affect me. I switched over recently to a MacBook Air. That doesn't have 120 hertz. My iPad mini has 60 hertz. Every device that I own does not have a high refresh rate like that. And so to be honest, it just doesn't really impact me that much. And so I've been just fine with using 60 hertz again, and I think it's great. And if you've been around my channel for a while, you know that I'm a 13 mini fan, because I was contemplating getting one of those again, but I was concerned about battery size, battery degradation after so many years. The size really is just a tad too small for me. And so for me, this phone was like the next logical choice. And I was using the SE 3 for a while, and I actually enjoyed that. The point is, the reality is, iOS is the same experience, whether you get the $600 phone or the $1,200 phone. It's the same experience. You're just paying for more cameras, which introduce more noise and stress into my life. Still has USB-C, it has Apple Intelligence for whatever that's worth. I think everybody's waiting on that. It has the action button, which is what I really loved about my 15 Pro. The only thing that this does not have that I wish it did was MagSafe built into the phone. I don't understand why they didn't do it. I understand you can buy a case to add MagSafe if you want it. Like I have the D brand case here, and I've had a couple different cases. This has magnets built into it. Okay, fine. But sometimes I just want to use my phone caseless because I like the feel of it and I like how it's fit, and I miss these sharp edges from the 13 and 14 series, and I just wish there was MagSafe because I magnetize this thing to charge it. I magnetize it in my car. MagSafe is like the one thing that, like, it would have cost you what, 5 cents Apple to put a few magnets in there. Really let down by that. I can even live without Dynamic Island. Didn't really care for Dynamic Island. Sure, I found use for it here and there, but I could live without it. MagSafe is the one thing that's just like frustrating to me. But otherwise, that's it. I mean, I've been using this phone, like I say, for a while now, a few months, and I have not missed my 15 Pro at all. Haven't missed the refresh rate, haven't missed the extra cameras at all. I still have USB-C like I wanted. I still have my action button, which I use every single day. Camera on here is amazing. The battery life has been phenomenal, actually. It's been better than my 15 Pro was. I mean, the thing just goes and goes. I only charge it when I'm driving, and that's about it. I don't charge it overnight. I don't charge it at my office. And it never gets below 30% at that point. I just plug in and drive with it, and if I have to slap it on a MagSafe charger with a case, then I will. But otherwise, that's it. I mean, it's been an amazing phone, and yeah, I would highly recommend it to anybody. It's a sweet device. I'm super happy with it, and I'm excited to see what Apple does for the next budget phone in about 5-6 years when that comes out. But I'm hoping to be able to keep this thing for a long time, because I think it just looks, I mean, come on, that's a clean iPhone. Looks good. Really digging it. But appreciate you watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.